Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Cop Update with Gav. This is the LFC Daytrippers. It's Monday after the weekend that's just been, which has been a really, really good one for Liverpool in particular. Few bits to get through today. A few things to read out. A couple of offers for you that you might be interested in, but we'll get to them in a little bit. If you're here and you're watching, you're very, very welcome. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, and most of all, put your comments in there, and we'll read as many as we can in the next 30 minutes or so. Brian Halloran says Leeds played on a waterlogged pitch. Dem United kicked the shit out of each other. They will have no legs to run after 60 minutes against us. News coming out then that the guy Koch, he's out after suffering a head injury against United. I seen Joe Wayneman, the Leeds fan, friend of the show. He was actually saying that he couldn't believe that McTominay stayed on the pitch and was not happy that this guy is out of the game on Wednesday. Had a right go at McTominay on Twitter, but it was some game that yesterday I watched it. The conditions were horrendous. I thought both teams looked okay going forward, but looked very shaky at the back. Of course, we do have Leeds on Wednesday. Paulie Ireland says 2 cup finals in 1 week. Yeah, it's a massive game on Wednesday. You know, it's an absolute must win. They're all must wins. That's it. Must wins. That's it. Ali A says big up Gav, big week for the Reds. 2 cup finals for him as well. Yeah, and we're gonna have a little chat about Leeds and what way we should approach it. And of course, we're gonna do shows tonight. We have a new show coming tonight. We will have a midweek fix tomorrow, which will put a proper preview on Leeds, and we will definitely be here after the Leeds game on Wednesday night. Mark reckons we should put a few goals past Leeds. Garrett says Liverpool considering Marcelo Brozovic on a free, 6 months left on his Inter deal and nothing new signed, could be a handy Milner-esque type player. He did well against us last Wednesday. Garrett or Kevin wants to know who's reporting it. He was close to signing a new contract. Very good player. If we could get him on a free, so there you go. Sukhvinder Singh says, how are you doing, Gav? I'm grand. I'm in great form. I'm more or less sorted for the derby, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Big week ahead. Come on, you mighty Reds. Honestly, this Leeds game should be over by 35 minutes if we take our chances at Kevin Ball. I want to talk about Leeds in a second. Absolutely. I'm just trying to read out as many of these as we can. Getting the gap down to 3 points would be nice and all, but did anyone win fleece or no fleece, says Red Steve? I put on the one that just hate the most. The grey golf top that I never wear to golf. So there you go. Firpo was on for 10 minutes and his legs were gone. He's playing against Mo Salah on Wednesday, says Naman Agarwal. I hope I got that name right. We're only talking about concussion after the Vroy incident. The league must do more. Yeah, well, he's out. He's out. So he won't be playing on Wednesday. Gav, Thiago and Fabinho were at the Leeds and Man United game to watch it and maybe convince Rafinha. There were pictures of them yesterday. I don't know about that. I said he just went to watch because they could. Got to be careful against Leeds. Rafinha, James, lots of pace, as Zachary. Yeah, look, there's no two ways about it. You know, this Leeds game is absolutely massive. It's a massive game. You know, we don't play at the weekend. City play Everton. We're in a League Cup final, so the City will end up having played a game more than us come the weekend again, and their game in hand will be on the 16th of March away at Arsenal. But we definitely want Man City going into that going they're 3 points behind us. We definitely want that. You know, I think they'll beat Everton handy, but if Everton have any chance, part of that will be down to Man City's own psyche around this, and you know, proper tension, proper nervousness from them about dropping any more points. Liverpool are just waiting, absolutely waiting to pounce. So, you know, it's a huge game. I watched Leeds yesterday, and the conditions weren't great. You know, they weren't great for They weren't. Stephen Bourne says he's a new subscriber here. Hello, Gav. You're very, very welcome, Stephen. Keep throwing your comments in there and we'll read them out as much as we can. But you're very, very welcome. The conditions weren't great in that game yesterday. You can see Leeds are struggling for bodies. You can see that the way they're lining up. You know, they're missing some key players. Rafinha is on the bench. You know, and I think he's trying to keep them as fresh as he can while trying to be competitive. But what I would say is that even despite the conditions, the way Leeds played yesterday played right into Manchester United's hands. Like, trying to play out from the back in those conditions, were very unsure of their touch. Their goalkeeper's kicking wasn't good. You know, they were playing balls just to nobody. You know, and United were picking up on it and literally hitting one or two passes and were on top of them. You see in the second goal, you know, Leeds are on the attack. Lindelof takes it, comes out of defence, plays one pass, gets it back, and he's on the edge of the box. And he kind of falters over it, leaves it to Sancho, who chips a lovely ball in, and Fernandes, in fairness, does right, heads it down and scores. But Leeds looked so open. They looked so open from so many instances where United just got at them and didn't have to do an awful lot to get at them. Going forward, they really sparked in the second half. You know, Rafinha comes on, they get a goal back. Rafinha gets a goal more or less straight away to make it 2-2. Bruno Fernandes on the ground line there until he sees the VAR decision and then decides to get up. But overall, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, right, we played the day before. We played at home. It was a bit heavy, the pitch. The weather wasn't great. But when you watch what Leeds had to go through yesterday for what was 90, close on 100 minutes of football in the absolute downpour. And look, they're professional footballers. They're very fit. But that's very, very heavy on the legs. Very heavy. Especially when, in your mind even, you know, they're playing there on Sunday. They know to come to Anfield on Wednesday. They know they're losing bodies at an alarming rate. You know, it's set up for Liverpool to go and win the game, but we can't go into it with the thought process of, oh, they've played a game, it's really hard and we can come out and play easy here. You can't. Liverpool need to go out and they need to go right at Leeds from the very start. Don't give them a sniff and really go at it. Daddy Pig says Leeds are stupid. They run around for no reason, even in possession. No composure, just poor passes. I couldn't believe it yesterday. The amount of times he got the ball, say left back, played it into the midfielder, and he was just giving it straight back to the left back. Straight back at his feet, fizzing it at him. And where's this fella meant to go? He ends up hitting it down the line. United take it, and they're back on the attack. Leeds lost the ball so much, and that's probably why they run around so much, because they seem to lose it very, very easily from the back, and then they have teams coming on top of them. And like, I'm not a United fan, but I thought United played them very well. United just went and going, right, Grant, we're going to press you really high because we know you're going to take risks, and we don't feel you're good enough to get out of it. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. It's exactly what happened yesterday. If Leeds play against us like they did against United, we'll murder them. I think so. Because Dan James has got pace. Rafinha is really good. You know, they have players. Rodrigo tries, and that's, you know, fine. Middle of midfield, they'll compete. But if you keep giving the ball away, and I'm talking, they were giving the ball away so many times, 30, 35 yards from the goal. It was untrue. And then when they even tried to make a bit of sense of it and give it back to the keeper, he was launching it out of play. You know, there was one stage he got it yesterday. He took time and clipped it to the left wing, and the ball wasn't 30 yards, within 30 yards of a Leeds player. It was really mad. Sukhvinder hopes that Harvey Elliott plays Wednesday against Leeds. We'll try pick an early team prediction if you want. I don't mind. Let me see. When we played them at their place, Mane missed about 3 goals. They will give us plenty of chances. Just have to make sure we take them. I think that's it's a very straightforward but very, very good point from Kev. Let's be honest. If we're at it, we could score 5 or 6 against Leeds, says Barry Devaney. Yeah, we could, but we don't want to go into the game with the attitude of we will score 5 or 6. You know, this would be easy. I mean, score 5 or 6. We want to come out with that game 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. It doesn't matter. Just get the win. But we don't want to give them a sniff, because regardless of how many players they have out, regardless of how tired they are, if they get any little bump off going a goal ahead, or, you know, being in the game on 75, adrenaline will get them through. They'll push through, and they'll make it really, really difficult. Leeds fans are blind to us, says Dylan. Using a man-marking system that I'm convinced is the centre-half followed the striker into the dressing room at half-time. Schoolboy defensively. They were poor. The Harry Maguire goal, I was laughing. Harry Maguire ran off as if he was, you know, the king of kings. But he didn't have to do much. He didn't move an awful lot. He just took one movement of his body. Keeper was unsure, and he just heads it into the net. It was so simple, you know, and even the intensity to challenge from corners. Really good ball in from Luke Shaw, by the way. But for me, just Leeds look like they're playing on the edge, where if it goes badly against them, it could go really badly. You've seen it at Everton away. They managed to get back into this game, and I think because they're at home and because the fans got behind them and didn't, didn't abandon them at 2-0 at half time. They got back into it, but they were still so open. United scored 4. It could have been 7 or 8. It genuinely could have been 7 or 8. They had loads of chances, United. UK lad and like the challenges going around weren't soft, so definitely going to be some knocks on their players. Phillips and Bamford are massive players out for Leeds. Yeah, they are. Bamford's huge and Phillips even bigger. Afternoon, Gav. Bernie down to Credit Union sends her regards. Says she's a big fan of the show. That's from Dynamo Kev. I'm glad you put a comment in. So last night on the show, the Fatback 4, we didn't tell Shawnee. We only told him at the end. It was a cracking show, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was brilliant. You're all very giddy. But Dynamo Kev, before the show, said, don't tell Shawnee, but every time he curses or says something mad or does a mad saying, I want you to tick on the paper, on the page in front of you, and add it all up. And many times he says, I'll put £1 for every time. It turned out to be £75, which is about €100. Dynamo Kev has sent us €100 this morning for Féileacáin, and we're going to match it. And today we will be sticking €200 into the Féileacáin account, or the Féileacáin donate page. So fair play to Dynamo Kev. I don't think he thought it'd go that high. Shawnee was a bit embarrassed it was that high, but listen, it's £200 off the back of just having a bit of fun last night, and I really want to say to Dynamo Kev, really appreciate it. D Pierce says Liverpool 4, Leeds 0, Salah hat-trick and a Thiago screamer. Nice one. Any chance of smashing that like, peep, says the Reclaimer. This is the best pool channel on the net, in my opinion. I don't know if we're the best, but we have a nice time doing it. So if you want to hit the like button, go ahead. There's 130 odd people watching, 44 likes. Get it to 100. Reclaimer goes quiet and he's all happy and he goes about the rest of his day. Firpo tracking back was embarrassing for one of United's goals. It looked like he was stuck in mud. I'd love to see a list of many players they have out, because when I looked at the team yesterday for Leeds, I thought, wow, is he resting a load? Now, I did have a quick look at who was out, and they have got a lot of bodies out. It's a hard game they've played on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. They'll have a recovery session today, and they'll be back into looking at Liverpool for Wednesday. But I think I worry for Leeds coming to Anfield on Wednesday if Liverpool approach this right. And I think we spoke about it on the show last night. I think Liverpool are priming themselves for tonight, Sunday, mix it around for an Origin, the Cup, and then set our stall for the rest of the season. Liverpool up 3-0 half time, then handy second half with some changes, says Stephen Bourne. I'll take that all day long. Absolutely. I'll take that all day long. If the Reds do the decent thing on Wednesday, Everton Man City at the weekend would be interesting. Can see Leeds game being like the Inter game, says Tor. Yeah, it could be, but I think if we go into it, proper attitude and tempo, and nobody lives with us. And you could even say that if he wasn't to go as strong as we would like to see or expect, attitude and tempo. Live aboard NV says, hi Gav, what's up Reds? We must go strong versus Leeds. They'll give us a game despite the Man United game. They're 11. Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Hendo, Elliott, Mane, Origi, Salah. Yeah, Origi's an interesting show. I'm going to actually bring that up tomorrow night on the midweek fix. I've got to bring it up tomorrow night on the midweek fix, and we'll see how we get on. Now, I want to read out an offer that we have. It's come to us from the podcast platform that we use. They asked, would you be interested in doing this? I said, yeah, bring it on. IP Vanish is the name of the company. Now, we know browsing online in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy, despite what people will think. Without added security, you might as well give away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why IP Vanish VPN makes it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. I'm presuming most people would have used to a VPN for different reasons and different things that they want to use, streaming service, or whatever it might be. IP Vanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. This means that your private details, passwords, communications, browsing history and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IP Vanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's that simple. You can use IP Vanish on unlimited devices without sacrificing on speed. Your computers, tablets, phones, wherever you use them on, IP Vanish can be used there. Even devices like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. Whether at home or in public, don't go online anymore without using IP Vanish. Now, here's the good bit. They're offering incredible. 70% off yearly plan for our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basically 9 months for free if you sign up, all right? It's very easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button and you're instantly protected. You won't even know it's on. You hit the button, it's on, and away you go. Go about your business. Stop sharing with the world everything you stream, everything you search for, and everything you buy. Take your privacy back today with a brand that's rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. Trustpilot is good, isn't it? I like that. I really like Trustpilot as well. Go to ipvanish.com/daytrippers and use the promotional code Daytrippers and claim your 70% savings. That's ipvanish.com/daytrippers. So if you are using a VPN, or you're looking up a VPN, or you're interested in a VPN, check out IP Vanish. They have a brilliant thing on at the moment. And as I said, use Daytrippers as a code and 70% off on your yearly subscription to it. So there you go. There's a little offer for you that we just thought we'd throw out. RP says, what's the team news? Who's fit? Jota won't play. Firmino won't play. And I think that's about it. Everybody else is good. A lot of people were asking about Trent at the weekend. Oh, could he be sick? I've seen there was somebody on some pre-match coverage saying, I reckon he's sick or he's injured. And I'm like, no, I think he's just being rested. I think there's nothing wrong with Trent. Mark Norman says, momentum is with us. Hopefully by the time we play City, a draw, maybe a decent result, as a win would be difficult. Finally, what's your thoughts on Ryan Gravenbach? And would you have a better option? By the time we play City, a draw might be a decent result. Yeah, it depends where we all sit. You know, if we're 1 point up, do you take a draw at City and then go for the last 6 games or a 1 point thing? You do. You absolutely do, don't you? Ryan Gravenbach is a fantastic player, by the way. The other options you could look at would be Jude Bellingham. Yves Bissouma is another great option. They're probably the 3 that are in most people's heads when you're going into young players, middle of midfield. Gravenbach will probably be the cheapest out of the 3, considering he's at Ajax. Bassoum is 50 million on his head, and Bellingham, God only knows what it is. Like, it could be anything. Jamie wants to know, can he still use RedTube? Asking for a mate. Well, you're asking for yourself. I'm not too sure, mate. I'd say you can. IPTV is the future, says the Reclaimer. Yeah. Any chance of Jota potentially starting against Chelsea? The thing about the Jota Firmino thing is, Firmino didn't feel that in the game, but was checked on and was like, no, there's something wrong here. And he will be out for a while. That's all Jurgen Klopp has said. Jota did feel something. Felt that he could play on. He said, no, you're not playing on off. And he left Milan in a protective boot. But it doesn't look like it's as bad as first thought. He won't play on Wednesday, but chances of him playing Saturday, I'm not too sure. If I was to hazard a guess, no. Would be my answer with regards to the Chelsea game. All I search for online is footy gossip and obscure Scandinavian black metal music, says Garrett McDonald. You're telling lies. I know you're telling lies, so there you go. Cav, can you add those IP details in the chat, please, says Dan Austin. Dan, I absolutely will. I'll stick them in the show description for you, and you can check them out there. If you're on our Telegram app, I'm going to stick them in there under our merchandise page just to give people a chance to look at it there. But it's very, very simple. It's really, really easy. IPVANISH, as in ipvanish.com/daytrippers. You'll get your 70% off. So it's ipvanish.com/daytrippers, and you get your 70% off. But I will absolutely stick it in the show description afterwards, and I will stick it in our Telegram app for anybody that might be interested as well. The Telegram app, of course, very simple to get. You're a subscriber, go to the community page, hit the post that's there. It's the second one down. You click on, takes a minute to sign up. You download the Telegram app at the same time. You can go for free or $2.99. All of that $2.99 goes towards charity. You commit that every month to us, but we don't take it. We give it to charity. And you get in there into the Telegram app, and there's 60 or 70 people in there now having a chat about Liverpool all day and all night. So it's really, really good. Jota will be on the bench against Chelsea, Gav, says Ali A. Yeah, hopefully. The quicker he's back, the better. Leeds look great in midfield. Move the ball fast and get forward. Their final third was pretty poor, though, says Zoko. They can look very good in midfield, Zoko, but I think if you pressurise them, and I don't mean pressurise them in midfield, literally press them as soon as that keeper gives that ball to that centre-back, they look in trouble for me. They absolutely look in trouble for me. So we'll have to wait and see. But look, it's a big game Wednesday. let's forget about what Leeds have. Let's forget about what Leeds have or haven't got. Let's forget about what we have or don't have. We just want to go in and win this game. We'll do a big preview of it tomorrow night as well. Reclaimer wants us to hit them likes. He's on 67. So there you go. Anything nice planned for dinner? Great question. Before we finish. My wife came back the other day and went, wow, look at this meal deal I got. And I was like, for fuck's sake, what is this? It was actually nice. It's like mini chicken fillets. There's some noodles. There's some like stir fry veg and teriyaki sauce. So I'm going to give that a belt later. So anyone has that nice for dinner lined up, let us know before we head off. We have a new show coming tonight. We used to do a segment on the midweek fix called Winners and Losers, and it was very popular, right? People were literally going, stop previewing the football, just get on to the winners and losers. So we've decided to make it its own show. It's going to replace the forum on a Monday. The forum, is a really good show. It's just getting the lads that regularly do the forum at the moment is difficult because of work and life commitments, which is absolutely fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with winners and losers, and I think it's probably 4 of our lads doing it tonight just for the first one, but we're going to open it up to fans of other clubs and stuff, lads that we've worked with before, on this YouTube channel, and bring them in and bring their own winners and losers. So at 10 o'clock tonight, Winners and Losers will debut as its own show at 10 p.m. Wait, there's a brilliant intro to it, which I don't know whether people are going to love it or hate it. I love it because it's just different. Mohammed Jogee, that does be in the chat and looks after our intros, is the man that done it. I really like it, but I don't know if you'll watch it and see what you think. Let me see. Mrs. out on IKEA. Defo gonna mill some meatballs tonight. Oh yeah, I do like the meatballs. Chicken fried rice, says what's for dinner. Gav, what's happened to the Man on Football Around the World show? I'm mostly asking because of the theme tune, if I'm honest, says Red Steve. It's fitting it in. Like, we're working so hard with this channel, and we have stuff. We've literally 2 shows a day, 6 days a week. So it's actually fitting it in. It's getting me and the other lads available. We are working on a few bits behind the scenes with ideas for shows. So look, we will get to it, and it's probably going to take sporadic shows on that till the end of the season before we can probably have a good go at it during the summer and get it absolutely right. By the way, Gav, Brendan just had a vote of confidence, says Thor. Oh wow, vote of confidence at Leicester. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I have got sorted out for the derby. I've booked flights, I've booked a place to stay. A listener has contacted me to say that he have a ticket for me, so I'm all good on that. And I just pray that the game is on the day that it's booked. If it's not, doesn't matter. I'm going over for work anyway. I'm going to do some work anyway. But if I can take in the derby while I'm over there, I'll be absolutely thrilled. That has been the COP update for today. Massive week ahead for Liverpool. Absolutely huge. We'll be back tonight with winners and losers. We will be. I'll be back tomorrow with the COP update tomorrow. The midweek fix will be on tomorrow night at 10 p.m. We'll be back after the Leeds game with full-time Reds on Wednesday, and from there on in we'll make it up as we go along. Stick the football in the world intro on the daily update for Red Steve. Problem solved. No, it stands alone as its own thing. That has been it. We will talk to you later on tonight. Have a good one. Over now.